It's tax time. About 14 million of us will need to file a tax return. It can be a bit daunting, but it's worth putting in the effort. Last year, the average return was about $3,000. To make things easier, I'm here at the ATO and I'm going to be getting some tips from Assistant Commissioner Tim Lowe. Hi Tim, how are you?
Hi Nassim, how are you?
Good, thank you. I've got some questions for you. So, Australians love their work-related expenses. What can people claim for?
It really depends on the job that you have. So if you're a chef, you can claim the knives. If you're a hairdresser, you can claim the scissors. But if you're an office worker, you can't claim any of those costs. So it really depends on the job that you do.
And what about things that people have had to use during COVID, like face masks and hand sanitizers and gloves?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you've been in front-facing jobs with people, so healthcare workers, like doctors and nurses, you can claim a deduction for your hand sanitizer, your gloves, and your face masks.
If people have been able to work from home during the pandemic, what are the things that they can and can't claim for?
There's a couple of things to remember. You need to make sure that it's work-related. So for example, with internet costs, if you've been using it for work and if you've also been using it for Netflix, you can claim the bit for work, but you can't claim the bit for Netflix. In terms of what you can't claim at home, you can't claim tea, coffee and biscuits, even if your employer normally provides them.
And now there's a tax shortcut. Tell me about it.
All you need to do is work out the number of hours you've been working from home, multiply that by 80 cents per hour, and that is your deduction for all your working from home expenses. The only thing you need to do is keep a record of the number of hours you've been working from home.
Gig economy workers like Uber drivers and delivery riders sometimes forget to report income. What's your advice to them?
My advice to them is if you've been doing some deliveries, driving people around or even running an online business, you need to include that income in your tax return. One thing to remember is that if you have incurred some expenses directly related to earning that gig income, you can claim a tax deduction for it. You just got to make sure that you've got a record for it.
And we know that more people are getting into crypto. About 600,000 people trade crypto assets like Bitcoin. What's your advice to them?
One thing we want people to know is that cryptocurrency is taxed like other investment assets, like shares. So when you sell, swap or exchange cryptocurrency, there are capital gains tax consequences coming out of that. So for example, if you swap Bitcoin for Dogecoin, that is a taxable transaction.
Any final tips for people who are about to lodge their tax returns?
Yeah, we like people to lodge at the end of July, and the reason why we say that is because a lot of third-party information from employers, banks, government agencies and health funds gets automatically included in your tax return.
Thanks for the advice, Tim.
Thanks, Nassim.